What happened?
So let's take a step back,
Please.
right? Because some of these names might be unfamiliar for viewers or for me and you. Last week, I believe, or the week before, there was a giant hack of a DeFi protocol. It was the biggest crypto hack this year. It was 240 million. What was peculiar, we know that crypto hacks are very frequent. What was peculiar this time was that the hackers took what they'd stolen and put it on a DeFi protocol. DeFi protocols are essentially financial systems that run on their own. And the biggest one on lending is called Aave. So they put the stolen money there as collateral to borrow more money, which meant people that were on that ecosystem thought, maybe the collateral is not going to be that good collateral if it's stolen. So then people started taking away their money from the other protocol, right? Which meant Aave had a drop in the money on it that was around 10 billion. And I think it was 26 billion before the hack. So that meant people had to go in and try to essentially kind of save Aave, put money back in so that people felt confident enough to use it again.
Who leads a rescue effort in a decentralized world?
That's part of the question, right? Like, if people are rescuing it, is it really decentralized? And on these platforms, you get high returns because of the risk, right? So if someone's going to bail you out, then it's a bit messed up, right? Should they step in? I think it was people in the industry. We saw the founder as well say, we're going to help. I mean, it's not the protocol's fault that the hacker came in and used, but it's still part of the system, right? Like, in a way, people are wondering, are you kind of gaming it? If people just come in and bail you out, then is it really decentralized?
What I always wonder when I see headlines like this, even if they're with services that might not be familiar to a large audience, is what it does for the way that people think about the concept of cryptocurrency. Or not even just investing in it, but the idea of, and Scarlet talks about this all the time, of DeFi sort of making its way over into traditional finance. Is it a sign that it's parts of this are not just ready for prime time?
Partly, yes, but it's also interesting because I've been having chats over the past few weeks because I'm also very interested in hearing about the intersection and the convergence of traditional finance and crypto. And there's a lot of interest in DeFi from asset managers and real big players who see it as an interesting way, an efficient way, or to get more capital because essentially you're sourcing money and pools of money to invest, like borrow, lend, etc. So it is perhaps always a reality check to show that you are in an online world where hacks happen and you can't control everything.
Is there any evidence that this has discouraged anyone from, participating fully in DeFi?
I'm not sure yet because I don't know that many have come out and said openly that they were thinking of it, but that's an interesting thing to ask for sure. And as we follow up, were you looking at it? Are you now not looking at it anymore? How do you approach it?